The world boss raids for Phase 4 of Seasons of Discovery are out, and my guild took them down. What loot did they drop? How hard were they? Let's get into it. We'll start with Azuregos, who is located in southeastern Ashera. He does pad around, but the large dragon is easy to find. An important note, the meeting stone lists 55 to 60, but we had a few guildies that weren't quite 60, and they couldn't zone in, so you must be 60 to enter. Once Azuregos is engaged, the fight is straightforward with 3 abilities to look out for. He has Frost Breath, which hits players in front of him. Everyone not a tank should avoid being in front of the boss, and this ability won't give you any trouble. Arcane Vacuum is an ability that teleports the entire raid to the boss and drops all threat to 0. It's a good idea to stop damage for a few seconds so the tank can build back up threat. Reflection will be up a lot during this fight. Anyone doing magic damage needs to keep an eye on this to avoid sending yourself to the graveyard. Make sure to dispel this ability as quickly as you can, but healers, keep an eye on your mana, especially if you're under-geared going in. Notable loot includes the following: Fang of the Mystics, Leggings of Arcane Supremacy, Crystal Adorned Crown, which I got, Snowblind Shoes, Iskander's Left Claw, and Mature Blue Dragon Sinew, which if you're a hunter, you're definitely going to want this. Also, I heard it's pretty tasty in a stew, which can be found in this cookbook. Now for Lord Kazzak. Lord Kazzak is located in the Blasted Lands, specifically in the Tainted Scar. Now there is a Doomguard and a Dreadlord roaming around that you must kill in order for Kazzak to spawn. Now what abilities does Kazzak have? Mark of Kazzak. This drains 250 mana every second until there's no more mana to drain. Then boom! You explode. Make sure to cleanse this curse to avoid blowing up the raid. The next ability is Shadow Bolt Volley. Now this is an enraged ability that happens at 3 minutes and doesn't end until Kazzak is dead, or the raid is. As a DPS, you want to avoid the cleave and smash damage as fast as possible. Now while tanking, be sure to face the boss away from the group so they don't have a problem avoiding the cleave. Healers, you need to dispel Mark of Kazzak as soon as you can. Now there is an enraged timer as mentioned before, and Shadow Bolt Valley begins and continues until the end of the fight. This hits the entire group, so AoE healing is very useful here. I use Circle of Healing and Prayer of Mending to efficiently keep players alive as my mana was low. Now what drops from Kazzak? The Amber Seal Keeper's Staff. The Eye of Shadow. This item is really important for priests as you will use this item along with the Eye of Divinity from Molten Core to create the Benediction Staff. Infernal Headcage. Ring of Entropy, which is great for casters. And some really decent blues as well. Now there is a detailed guide over at Epic Carry, and I'll leave a link in the description for anybody wanting to deep dive any of the loot or mechanics. Now if you made it this far, I appreciate you. Please hit that like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and as always, keep adventuring.